The QVP has many unique and innovative features to assist you in making many wonderful quilt projects, whether they are small wall hangings to king-size quilts. The QVP has a 3.5-inch touchscreen mounted to the front handlebars. Back handlebars are available. On the main menu of the touchscreen are 6 modes, which is variable, kind of like an accelerator on a car. The maximum minimum speed is 50%, and you can go all the way down to 5. On the top right it says 16 SPI, that's 16 stitches per inch. 16 is the most and is great when you're working with heavy loft quilts. And you can go all the way down to 6. Next we have our stitch mode. You have cruise, which is regulated, precise, which is regulated, basting, which is regulated, and manual. Manual is freehand, so you become the stitch length. The machine does not regulate the amount of stitches. Cruise is regulated. When you hit the button on the right side of the machine, it will speed up and slow down according to your movements. On the top right of the screen you also have a green indicator light that shows that you are sewing. If you go too fast, the light will turn red and you'll hear an alarm. Precise regulated means that if you go too fast or too slow, it will still regulate the stitches, but it will not start sewing until you move the handlebars. And of course you can program it to cut the thread with our auto thread cutter. Basting is for tacking down your quilts or stabilizing your quilt before you get started. Large baste is 1.5 inches, medium baste is 1 inch, and small baste is 1/2 inch. Next we have our stitch mode. With cruise stitch mode selected and press your start button on the right handle of the machine will sew at a minimum speed of the 50%. Once you hit your button on the right side of the handlebars, this will cause your machine to move. If you go too fast on the top right of the visual screen, you will see a red light. If you're going at a continuous rate, then you will see a green light. Our second mode is precise. Precise works the same as our first mode, cruise mode, but will not start until you move your handlebars, which is great if you're just starting out. You want to try something a little bit easier. But once you get going, you're probably going to use the cruise quite often. Third, we have our basting stitch, and you can do a small baste, a medium baste, or a large baste, and this is also regulated. Lastly, we have our manual stitch mode, which will allow you to become the stitch length. It will not regulate the amount of stitches. Next to our stitch mode, we have our needle up down button. So program it for whatever you feel most comfortable. Below our stitch mode we have the cut thread. If you hit the little button to the next of cut thread where the scissors are, you can program it to cut the thread when you're completed with your quilting. Or you can also cut it manually. Next to our stitch mode we have our needle stop. You can program it to stop with the needle in the up position or the down position. Below our stitch mode we have our cut thread. To put it on automatic to where it'll cut the thread when you're finished, just hit the little scissors and a little blue light will indicate that you have the cut thread mode on. Lastly, on our main menu we have settings. Settings will allow you to adjust the lighting on your fabric. Now we have handle lighting, which will vary, and you can adjust this according to the contrast of your fabric. Maybe you're working with stripes or dots or something that Makes you a little dizzy when you sew it. You can adjust the lighting accordingly, or if you're working with a light or dark fabric, you can also adjust it. You can also turn it off or on. And then we also have a needle light, and this is great for the same reasons. You can also turn off the volume if you don't want to hear the volume. And then we can go back to our main menu, and that is how your touch screen works. Let's talk about another couple of important features. Number one is you have an independent built-in bobbin winder, and you have your hand wheel on the side instead of reaching around to the back of the machine. It's right here, so if you want to raise your needle up, down to pull up your bobbin thread, you can do so. Also, when you're sewing, if you forget to lower your presser foot, the machine will do it for you. The lower back rail is adjustable. If your machine goes up, the rail will go up automatically, therefore eliminating struggle or two people raising and lowering the bars together. Also, there are bungee style clips on both sides of the fabric that will hold your material taut. The laser light is attached to the machine, therefore eliminating any use for batteries. And the laser light is red and will recognize red material where a lot of machines won't. The laser light is used to follow a design. You can also create your own design or use pentagrams to follow the pattern for consistency. For more information and features on the QVP, please call us at Ken's Sewing Center 877-536-7739 or visit us on the web at www.kensewingcenter.com.